guys, welcome back to Central Hub Emporium. You may notice that my house looks a little bit different today, but we've just been doing some renovation around here, so I'd say it's about 80-90% done. The renovation isn't full yet, but we do have a very fantastic review for you guys today. Just make sure to stay locked in, and the review will be coming. Alright guys, we have the final installment, the final edition of Pedal Month 2025, where each and every year in the month of June, where we're actually running this YouTube video, we're going to be releasing a series of pedal-focused YouTube videos. In the month of June, that is our illustrious Pedal Month that we have over here on Central Hub Emporium. So as you can see right there, we have a very special pedal. This is the Walrus Audio Fundamental Fuzz, and as you can hear in my living room here, it is like pretty gnarly sounding. I would stand it up here so you can see how it looks, but I don't think my patch cable is long enough. Sorry about that. So yeah, Walrus Audio Fundamental Fuzz is part of Walrus Audio's Fundamental series of pedals. It's kind of similar to like a JHS pedal. It's like one effect, one or two effects, very simple, very straightforward pedal, simple classic look. $100, and you just get like a really good version of whatever effects you're going for. And let us know if you'd like to see us review more Walrus Audio Fundamental series pedals. I think they're pretty cool. They got like I don't know, yeah, like I'm not big on like over designed pedals or pedals that have like a bunch of features, but something simple like this with like 3 workable settings. We got volume, tone, and gain, and 3 additional settings. We have noise gate mode, which I messed around with a little bit on the Les Paul. I think my Epiphone Les Paul might be a little bit too low output to like use effectively with the noise gate, because it's like cutting off stuff that I don't want it to cut off, like my actual playing and stuff, instead of just like a background noise. And I wouldn't really know how to adjust that, or if there's a way to adjust that with these actual settings here. We also have classic mode, which is our classic fuzz, and we have a mid plus, which should be like a much more mid-forward mode. But I guess we're just going to start on classic over here. I'm going to keep my gain and my tone, I'm going to keep tone centered. Let's do gain centered, let's do everything centered. So I think something you'll hear, something you should hear here is that, you know, don't mind any of that actually. I think you'll hear it's like a pretty heavy-handed pedal. It's a very strong fuzz effect. yeah, I would say go for this if you want a fuzz that's like actually a really extreme sounding fuzz, like if you're into stoner, doom metal, that kind of thing. If you want just like a mild sort of fuzz sound over your leads or something, this doesn't really work for that. It's even like centered. It's already like about as extreme as you would want a fuzz effect to get, unless you're just playing some like insane, crazy stuff. So definitely, this is like if you really want like a full fuzz. And I'll cut the gain as low as it goes, and we'll just hear how it sounds with like the lowest gain option. Yeah, like it's a little bit more subtle, but it's still a pretty extreme sounding like fuzz effect. So just definitely go for this if you want something that is more on the extreme side of things. Now we're gonna cut the gain like pretty high up, not all the way, but add like a 7 or an 8 and see how it sounds with an even more extreme setting. Okay. This chord's like ring out. So yeah. I think we can try out the mid-forward mode now, so I'm going to, everything back centered. I'm going to cut the tone up to like about a 6, but other than that, it's all centered. And let's hear how like the mid-forward mode sounds. Let's do it. God damn, that's even more extreme and gnarly than like the classic setting was. So be sure to let us know what you thought about that pedal sound in the comments. The video is going to keep going. We're going to get into the sound demo here, but I'm just curious. For me, I think the fuzz effect is like a little bit too extreme for this to be like a super like usable or viable pedal. For me, I would prefer to have something with like a wet dry functionality or something to make it so you can have like more of a subtle fuzz effect that's maybe meant to complement other effects in a signal chain. But if you want something just extreme for a recording, or if you want to do some kind of like cool sounding stuff, I mean, this is a pretty decent sounding fuzz. I think the tone on there is pretty good. We haven't really done number ratings, but right now I'm gonna go for like a 6 out of 10. And let's get into that sound demo. So yeah, I think we're just gonna move this shit. Let's put that volume on. In order to do the sound demo effectively, I'm going to need to use my microphone. This is our room. So it's time to move this Fender Jazz King. Something you might not know about my amplifier is that it is a 1x15, meaning it has a 1x15 speaker inside of it. So when I try to move this thing, actually, it's not as bad as it Sound demo. Drop D. Gain 7. Tone 2. Volume 4. volume 4. Gain 6, tone 6, volume 3, tuning, drop C sharp. Mode, mid forward. Alright guys, so we're back from the sound demo. I'm in my room here, and yeah, I want to say, I'd like to ask you guys for your thoughts in the comments about the video. Did you think the video was good? What do you think about the fuzz pedal? For me, I can definitely see why I prefer like an overdrive, because it's not as muddy and you get more clarity and note definition, and you can play more stuff where you're like playing something in a lower register. I've got my amp off now, so you won't be able to hear it, but you're like playing something down here, and if you want to throw in like some higher register stuff, you'll be able to hear that as well as the lower stuff. But what I found with this is that the lower stuff just drowns out anything you play higher. So you play something higher and you can hear it. The second you throw in like you can't hear that higher end stuff anymore. So that's just kind of a drawback for me. You can kind of change it with how you dial in the settings and stuff, but really that has just been kind of a consistent problem I've ran into with this pedal, is that it forces you to strip back your playing and do like a lot of just like power chords and like drop tunings, which is very cool and it's very effective for that, but it just kind of, it like restricts the creativity in your playing a little bit. I think something that could help to make that better is if you used like maybe a line splitter or just some kind of pedal fuckery to like mix the sound of this back into your amp's clean signal. And let us know if that's something you'd like to see us do in the future, is like test out some pedals mixed back with the clean signal to see if it like just makes them a little bit more like tame or like usable. So I think that'd be a very interesting thing to do. Unfortunately, that's just outside of the scope of this video, but I think I have one more outro part to record. No, I gotta record the intro part, and then I'll be done recording for today, and I can go to sleep.